Good morning and welcome to today's video. Our prayer focus for today is looking forward in mission. Over the last 8 years or so, we've understood that God's been guiding us through a parable in Luke 14 about building highways so that lost people can come into God's family. And we've done that in a whole number of practical ways through little footsteps and CAP life skills and sling library and some of the things that Graham and Bev and the Connect group are doing, whether it's the sort of the cookery or the quiz and things like that. There's a whole variety of ways in which we're starting to touch lost people and seeing them start to move towards Jesus. And it's probably no surprise that our verse for this morning comes from Luke 14 verse 23, which says these words. Then the master told his servant, "Go out into the roads and country lanes and make them come in, so that my house will be full." This is a verse that confused me for a few years until I finally understood what it was saying. And the part that confused me was about making people come in. The servants are sent out and they're told to go to the poor and the crippled and the blind and the lame, the socially excluded in society, and bring them in. Make them come in, compel them. And it confused me because I thought, well, we're not in the business of forcing our faith on people or somehow sort of forcing people into the church or compelling them to come in. So what is Jesus saying here? And then one day the penny dropped when I understood that the culture into which Jesus is speaking was one that was reciprocal in nature. All cultures have their expectations. When we go to a bus stop, we do weather talk, don't we? Nice day, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? I hear today's going to be good. There's a certain pattern for how this works, and if you're British, you understand it. And if you're not, it's probably quite confusing. And all cultures have it, and in this culture, reciprocity, or you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, was the order of the day. If I, as a rich person, invited my rich friends round for a great banquet, I'd be expecting to be invited back to a banquet that was the same. Reciprocity. I do it for you, you do it for me. But here we've got the servants going out and inviting people to come in who could never possibly repay the generosity shown to them by the master, who could never possibly, may not even have a house, who could never even invite the master back for anything close to what he's offered them. And it's a glorious picture of grace that the master invites people to a great banquet, not just a small banquet, but a great banquet. And he invites the last and the least and the lost in society, those who are excluded from society, and he invites them in, and the servants are told to make them come in. And the reason they're told that is because they could never possibly conceive that a man like this would ever invite them to a banquet at his house. Not just because they couldn't possibly repay it, but they were also just so distant and so separated from the master. He was rich and in a particular status in society, they weren't. And so this sort of picture, that Jesus conjures up is one of grace, of the servants accompanying people on their way back to the master's house, saying, yes, it is you. Yes, he's invited you. No, you don't have to bother about repaying him. No, it's going to be the best banquet you've ever been to, but no, you don't need to worry about it. It is you that he's invited. Yes, it's you. Come on. Don't hurry. Let's not keep the master waiting. And that's something of the picture. It's a beautiful picture of God's grace towards the people that he invites. And the second and shorter thing is this. The master wants a full house. He tells people to come in, his servants to go out and get people, because He wants a full house. And that's God's heart. He wants to add lost people into his family. It's a glorious message of grace that is cast wide, that is to draw everyone in. And also, it's his initiative because his heart is for lost people. So we're going to be praying today for our mission. Please do be praying for the things that you know about in the church, the things we're engaged in, the people that we're engaging with regularly, that people would start to move towards Jesus. But also we'd like to encourage us to pray for, is there another highway that God wants us to start? Is there another place, another area of mission that God's wanting us to reach out to people in? We think there may well be, but we're not clear about what that might be. So please do be praying for that. And we can pray in faith because this is God's work, not ours. It's God's initiative. He's the one who sends out the invitations. He's the one who sends out the servants. He's the one who has an inclusive heart that wants to draw everyone in. So we're not engaged in our own work. We're engaged in what God is already doing in our communities. He issues the invitation. He's the one who's drawing people in. We're just looking to see where he's working and where he wants us to work. So we can pray with faith this morning. And we'd love it if you could feedback anything you feel the Lord might be saying to you as we go through these last few days of taking some time to pray together. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.